Heidi ho. All right, I've been gone for almost 10 days for my third breast cancer surgery. And I detoxed from the news because I had to work on getting better and healing myself. So I really tried to make sure that I wasn't tuned in, not very much. But I started dipping my toes back in over the weekend, and what I saw was horrifying, really horrifying. I just, I am continuously horrified at how bad our mainstream press coverage is when it comes to where we are as a country, which is in a really bad, shitty place. We have a felon in the White House who is openly criming for all the world to see. Just because you shoot someone in broad daylight doesn't mean that it still wasn't a murder. Just FYI, Face the Nation and Meet the Press with Kristen Welker and CNN and Jake Tapper and all you other losers out there, to dial back into the news cycle and find out that what y'all were focused on is relitigating whether or not Joe Biden should have run for a second term is so mind fucking blowing to me that I don't even have the words to say. And I just want to say, like, you suck. And you're the reason how we ended up with Donald Trump back in the White House to begin with. Yeah. The abject failure of the fourth estate. Truly just abhorrent. And it's the reason why they're losing viewers and readers in record numbers and why they're coming over to places like Midas Touch, where I'm a contributor. And that's sad because we need a healthy media ecosystem. It can't just be up to one little independent media network. I mean, we need all journalists to be firing on full cylinders to protect democracy, and they're failing. I mean, literally, Jake Tapper, like what? Like you're so bad. You and your Axios buddy who got a book deal, like really, it's worth it to you to like take down our democracy so that you can smear Joe Biden. And on that note, this is what they spent the whole weekend smearing. Like you're smearing Joe Biden, who by all metrics was one of the most successful presidents we've had in years. In 4 short years, he did so much for this country, pulled us out of the nosedive that Donald Trump left us in the last time. We should be thanking him for what he did. But no, we elected a felon, a criminal, an adjudicated rapist back into office who is openly criming, who is collecting billions of dollars in bribes right now, who is getting rid of all constitutional rights, who now wants to remove habeas corpus, who is disappearing people from American streets, who wants to at any minute pull off martial law and the Insurrection Act, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And you're talking about whether or not Joe Biden should have run for a second term. By the way, we had a choice. We had Kamala Harris, an incredibly qualified woman whom Joe Biden chose as his second in command. I would take Joe Biden hands down any day, any way, anywhere over Donald Trump, who actually does have dementia, who is so cognitively declined. Like, but the press, instead of focusing on how Donald Trump makes no sense, like anytime he goes anywhere, he makes literally no sense. It's gibberish. It's a word salad. It's like drool all over the place, but they won't focus on that. They want to talk about Jake Tapper's stupid fucking book based on hearsay, when Joe Biden has done nothing but serve this nation with grace and intelligence. Was he perfect? No, but what he did for this nation is amazing. And now the man has a cancer diagnosis and y'all are still piling on. And the Democrats who are joining in this scrum make me sick. You make me sick. Oh, by the way, as someone who has been through cancer treatment, who depended on Medicaid to get me through the last year and a half of my cancer treatment, after 3 surgeries, I'm one of the 14 million Americans who will be thrown off Medicaid. That should be what you guys are focused on Medicaid and SNAP going away for millions and millions of Americans, on tax rates being raised on the poorest of Americans, on how this big, beautiful bill is going to gut and pillage and ransack our public lands. But no, the mainstream media wants to talk about Joe Biden, who is going through a very serious diagnosis, and selling Jake Tapper's book, which I hope it burns. You suck. You suck. You suck. Godspeed to you, Joe Biden, President Biden. I love you.